Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to Mythgard in Middle-earth. My name is Corey Olson, the Tolkien Professor, joined as always by my friend Gryfflet, who is looking out upon, well, looking in, really, upon the third tier of Minas Tirith. Another week, another tier of Minas Tirith. Gryfflet, thus far, proceeding faster than he expected through the city. Today, the Craftsman's tier. As we move forward. Good morning, everybody. All right. Oh, hang on. Forgot to decline my quest here. Okay. All right. So let us see what we see and how many statues we can find. There were very few statues down on the second level. But we'll see what we can find. Okay, so we're in the Smith's... This is the Craftsman's tier. So we had all the barracks and things on the previous one. Which side are we on? Oh, we're on the right side. Okay. So I will go... Opportunists. Wait a second. There's still more opportunistic thieves? Huh. Sorry, I'm just noticing that that one seems to be behind me. Hang on. Gryfflet doesn't want to leave any loose ends behind. If there's an opportunistic thief down here, which is what looks to be the case, he's going to go retrace his steps briefly and continue his thorough and systematic approach. Snuggle Bunnies, yes, exactly. A plaque on both your houses is just exactly what Gryfflet is prepared to find today. All the plaques of Minas Tirith. Where? Somewhere. Ah. This little portico up here, is it? There he is. There he is. Okay. Glad I noticed that.
Every minute feels like hours. We can only prepare so much.
Somehow I don't think I am going to regret finding you. Okay. Phew. Wow. Glad I did that. Okay. Up and down again equals Minas Tirith. Yeah. Yeah. Well... Exactly. It was hardly a shocking thing to have to go back down the ramp. But in any case, okay, now we are thoroughly done. I still have to go back down for Burglar, and it's time to go up to the 4th tier, but we're going to finish the 3rd tier first. Here we are. Soramar, Guard of the Silver Gate. I do notice that in Minas Tirith they seem to be too cheap actually to make the gate out of silver. You know, in Gondolin they called it the Silver Gate on account of it was made out of silver. Just saying, you know? It wasn't just a sort of nickname. But it's okay. You know, like I don't insist or anything. I'm not mad, I'm just disappointed. Who are you? You're a guard of the Citadel? Lintenar, huh? What's a guard of the Citadel doing lounging here by the stables?
Every minute feels like hours. We can only prepare so much.
Might I have a word with you? Miradil, warden of the stores, has taken upon himself to give tasks to some of the guards. While I do not agree with this shift in power, I can see we are all being asked to pull the weight of 2 men and for good reason. Okay. Why I'm not readily scolded for neglecting some of my duties every now and again, I must try to do what is asked of me. I simply do not have time to finish this task of Miradil's, though. Perhaps you would be able to lend me a hand. So he's like so upset about somebody else's work devolving onto him that he is devolving it upon perfect strangers in the street. Okay, sure. I've been spending much of the day tallying various supplies in the stores of the city, and there are but a couple left. Perhaps you would take count of sacks of grain in the middle stores. Speak with Rastian before you begin your task. Okay. Sure. Yeah, counting the stores. What my question is, are they or are they not buried in piles of rubble? Because if they are, it falls well within my expertise. The House of Craft, huh? The House of Craft. Is this like the biggest craftsman's hall in Middle-earth? Nah, not bigger than Thorin's Gate. Okay. No quests in here, just crafting, yeah? Oh. Nice. Okay, this does satisfy my my minimum requirement of being a good crafting hall, which is that it has a vault in it. Oh, I love the light coming in. Wow, those are unusually long pointed downward pointing stars. Yeah, Phil, you're right. There is not farming there. I suppose. What, they could have a little planters or something, little planter boxes, maybe that could work. Oh, well, this isn't anything. Okay, let's see. Let's see what we see. Oh, Smith's Fellow Hall. A discoverable plaque. No. Nobody cares. Aglarang, huh?
Mordor will regret challenging the walls of Minas Tirith.
I've been working in the forges every day since I was a young apprentice. I could not imagine a better life than shaping metal into useful objects, yet in all my days I have not run into a shortage of metal. I've seen the siege towers looming in the distance. There must be plenty of metal in the camps on the other side of Pelennor. If only I knew someone brave enough to venture out there. You're not volunteering, are you? Oh, you're sending me all the way out to the Pelennor. That's bold. Well, you know, okay, so this seems like, you know, all the, you know, daring and, in its way, impudent, as far as quests to strangers in the street go. You don't mind, do you? Single-handedly invading the enemy's camp, and, like, seizing their goods, and bringing them into the city. No one will mind, will they? Probably no one will even notice. But anyway, it's, at least seems to fit with, yeah, it seems to be clearly part of the war effort here. Is this... No, not a usable plaque. Is this a pub? Forges of Curian? No, no, actual just forges. So, do you think maybe they're going with the pouring molten, you know, molten metal from the third story decorating motif in order to heat the room? I mean, maybe that's a good way to treat metal. Certainly the dwarves seem to like the whole lava, you know, the lava waterfall kind of thing. Oh, there's a named Smith here, which leads me to think I'm going to be sent back here at some point. Lots of people standing around doing nothing. Okay. Why are these the forges of Kyrian, particularly? Did Kyrian establish them? Was Kyrian himself very into forging? Was he an amateur, weaponsmith, and so they were fondly named after him after the fact? Not really sure. All right. I haven't been up on the walls yet. Let's see what's up on the walls. The Pelennor Fields from the 3rd tier. Starting to get a reasonable view here. We're way up in the north. I can almost see my friend Ingold from here. Nice view of Osgiliath. Can't quite see Mount Doom from here. That's pretty cool. All right. Let's see. Excuse me. Okay. See, in Minas Tirith, you've got to poke around into every nook. Huh? Hey, any of you guys want to count that dude's stores since you don't seem to be doing anything? Or you guys? Lots of idleness for a city under siege. You'd think there were things that needed doing. Oh, the Hammer and Tongs. This looks like a pub. I've discovered the plaque for the Hammer and Tongs. Is this the door? No? Wait, so this is seriously not the door? There's the Hammer and Tongs right there. Or is this another outdoor pub? Do they oh no, I thought maybe they would spill out onto the wall, the top of the wall, little beverages with the view. Seriously, where's even the inn? Oh, the tavern keeper's standing right there. Okay. So we just stand around outside drinking instead of merely standing around outside like they do in the rest of the tier. Okay. The builders market. Okay, so we moved from the forges to the builders. From metal crafts to wood crafts. The brick and mortar, is this a pub too? Also, each craft has its own pub? Oh, this is an outdoor pub too, but this one is dead. No one here's not even the tavern keep is here. Seriously, there is not a single person. Utterly abandoned. Tumbleweeds rolling around the brick and mortar. Wow. I found the Builder's Fellow Hall, which is also abandoned. Maybe the builders are actually working. So you got the smiths, who can't be bothered to, make weapons for the upcoming siege, but the builders, they're hard at work. Presumably, they're out, helping with the Ramas, right? I mean, we saw actual construction going on there. Ah, right. Here's the shoulder of Mindolluin here. We're all the way at the northernmost curve of the city. Okay, so I wonder what's at the extreme end of the craftsman's tier up here. It was the jail, as I recall, on the last one. Oh, little garden. Egelmoth's Green, huh? Couple statues. Who's this? Steward Dior. Yeah. And there's Egelmoth. Hey there, Kiragan. Good to meet you, kid. You seem to have a name. I'll remember where to find you. Okay, we have a brace of stewards. Nice little wilderness here. It's really interesting. Just like random trees. I feel like I'm in a corner of Central Park or something. Yeah, there's a little green area. Huh. Okay. Look, it keeps going. We've got bushes, rocks. Yeah, it's not tended or anything. It's not a manicured garden. It's just a wilderness back here. Doing nothing in particular. Sorry, those look like they're... No statue pedestals, just the next tier of there. Okay. Okay, so I was rewarded with 2 statues and a kid that I don't need to meet yet. Okay. All right. Well, while I run back, hang on a second. I'm going to look at a lore question as I run back across towards the other end here. Okay, Tomas is saying, are there pumpkins in Middle-earth? It's a New World crop, but who knows? They also have tobacco and potatoes. Right. Related to the Mumak's eyes in the pub last week. Yeah. So, this is, this is hard. Because I've talked before, not too long ago. I seem to remember running around Osgiliath while I was talking about this. That it's pretty clear when you read the drafts of his writings, not only his Lord of the Rings writings, but then even his Silmarillion writings, Tolkien's in the 1950s, and then especially in the 1960s, that he was increasingly interested in realistic world building as he went along, was doing more and more very careful and realistic development of his world, and less myth making. Not that those two things contradict each other necessarily, But, oh. Do I even have the vaults of the city deed? I guess I do. Okay. Ooh, the House of Clamor. Workings of the White City? That's a working house? The House of Clamor? I thought that might be a pub. Chambers of the City, Dome of the Pub, and House of Clamor. Huh. Is the House of Clamor is closed? How will I find out what happens at the House of Clamor? Can I ask one of the guards? All right. Anyway, it's the auction house? Oh, I see. The auction house. That sort of clamor. I'm wondering who's being clamorous in what sense, but if it's the auction house, I suppose that makes sense. Still an odd name for it. The word clamor, I mean, it's not that that doesn't fit, but, you know, it has negative connotations. You wouldn't think that auctioneers would be, you know, excited about having their own, you know, trade, their own craft, characterized as mere clamor. But, okay, the clothiers fellow. Okay, so here we are in the land of the clothiers. Yeah, it does sound like maybe a pejorative characterization that stuck, basically. Oh, look at all the people in here. Okay, so we can kind of grade the different crafts in Minas Tirith based on how busy they are in preparation for the siege. The smiths are not very busy. The builders are like backs to the wall, flat out busy. They're not. None of them are around. The streets are abandoned, and the pub totally abandoned. The clothiers, good grief. I mean, it's not that some aren't working in here, but this place is mobbed,
waiting for something to happen.
The builders' fellow hall was shut because there was nobody around. Okay. Many of the good noble families living on the Fourth Circle left extra clothing for those in the city when they departed for Imloth Melloway. There is much bedding and clothing that will need tending over the days ahead, and the extra cloth will be vitally useful. I've collected much of the clothing donated by those who left the city, but there is still more to be collected. Do you have a moment to assist me in collecting the last of the clothing on the Fourth Circle? Absolutely. Fourth Circle, though, huh? Yes. You don't mind me coming up through a secret passage from the First Circle, do you? In order to get there? Okay, so that's a Fourth Circle quest. That's fine. Man, this place is jammed with people chatting and lounging and... Wow. Okay. I'm gonna elbow my way through the crowds here. So yeah, I think the House of Clamor must have been a negative nickname that stuck. I do agree, JJ. So yes, you could say like, what do the House of what do the auctioneers and Sauron have in common? Yeah, both were given negative nicknames that stuck. Well, not the auctioneers themselves. Their plays. Okay. All right. Sorry, lagging for a moment. So as I was saying, the Wait, that's back where I came now, isn't it? I was talking about his increased focus on world building. And this is very relevant to the question of new world crops. So it is perfectly plain that Tolkien didn't give the first thought of this. The first thought to this, rather, when he was writing The Hobbit. The question of, whether there would be new world crops, and any of the things that came from the Americas when they were discovered would not be in Middle-earth. Again, clearly not in force when he was writing The Hobbit. Apart from tobacco, so-called by that name, he... Oh, the Haven, huh? I've discovered the Haven plaque. And some more Tengwar for me to practice on. Okay, hang on. So we've got L. Oh, that's a Y. The little caret up on top is a Y. And then that is a D. So that's lead. And then, okay, one stem down with a cross. So that's a V. V, E, R, I, A, N. So, Verianen. It's an E-N at the end. Verianen. Lyd Verianen. Okay. There we go. So, yeah, interesting that the pub names are all in Sindarin. Not that it's strange that Sindarin is being used in Minas Tirith, obviously. But we have not been seeing many Sindarin signs, except for pubs. Pubs have been... Oh, another outdoor pub. You know, does it never rain here? Okay, well, there is an indoor... Oh, look, I can even go. There is a very... This, this square rug turned at an angle to point to the four corners of the room really gives this room a very appealingly symmetrical layout. I kind of love the symmetry of this room. But I don't see anybody here I need to talk to. Who comes to the Haven, though? It's a very non-craft specific pub. There was clearly the Smith's pub and the Builder's pub. Is this the Clothier's pub? I suppose? Huh, Phil says the wiki claims the alternative name for the Haven is Lond Verianen. That's definitely not Lond, for sure. That is very distinctly, first of all, you can see it's very distinctly 3 letters. Right. You've got the 2 consonants and the 1 vowel marker. And, that's definitely the D. That it's an L and a D are perfectly clear. Nor do I see any kind of, like, sometimes the N can be just sort of marked by a nasalization mark, but I don't see it. Anything of that kind. Unless it's possible, Phil, that the little caret, the little little hat over the D there might possibly mean something else. I am not very familiar with the... So there are different modes of Tengwar. It's possible that Sindarin mode, that means something else in Sindarin mode. No, it's not Quenya. It's not Quenya. You can tell... So, the easiest way to tell the difference between Sindarin and Quenya, if you're not sure, is that Sindarin words tend to end with consonants and Quenya tends to end with vowels. Very simply. And the way that the... So Lond Verianin would certainly be Sindarin. So yeah. Anyway, there may be something I don't know about the Sindarin mode there. That where that indicating ON would be weird, but yeah, Phil. So that again, the hard thing is the different modes. What you get in the appendix there is it doesn't explain all of the different modes. Chickens! I'm like, why are the chickens glowing? What's wrong with the chickens? Why am I... Of course, I'm collecting chickens so as to throw them. Oh, I'm carrying the chicken? Alright. I'll carry the chicken for the next few weeks. So I thought I could just put the chicken in my inventory and it would live there happily with me for the next few weeks. No. No, we're just going to carry a chicken around. Yeah. Ooh, Earnil the Second. Ooh, Earnil the Second with a broken sword, or is that just a dagger? Okay, so I am not going to chuck this chicken off the ship's prow right now. Can I let the chicken go? Because I can't even use the plaque while carrying the chicken. I can drop it by clicking on the bar? Really? Oh. Yeah. Abandon the chicken. Okay, I'll come back for you, chicken. Look at these chickens. This place is lousy with chickens. Okay, alright, well, I know where to find the chickens. Right next to Earnil. Meanwhile, I have plaques to identify. Okay. Hey, Smith, what are you doing? Kugwin. What are you doing way over here? The House of Rest. Oh, it's a guest house. Okay, gotcha. I've discovered the House of Rest, but I am not permitted to enter the House of Rest. How fitting. Gryfflet's work is not done. Oh, the Court of Earnil. Right, I can see why they call it that. No, there's plenty of hope. The Throndir is here. Faramir returned. Mostly. Just... Has the Ramasekor really broken? Yes. Yes, it has. Funny that they're still rebuilding it in some places while other parts have already been broken in. Our chronology is a little bit Aha! Look, it's an opportunistic thief.
Mordor will regret challenging the walls of Minas Tirith.
Don't kill me, I'll stop. Okay. Look at that. 7 of 9 thieves confronted now at last. Oh, we're making some progress here. Ah, look, and we're almost to the storeroom. Okay. Yeah, you're right. It would probably take a while for workers in one area to hear of a breach in another area. Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay. Okay. Oh, Anardil, son of Earendil. Huh. Yeah. Yes, they have no problem in Gondor naming folks after famous elves of old. The Merry Swan. What? Okay, so there's, it's an L again. L and then an A. So presuming an A before it. A, L, and then that's an F. Alf. Alf. Then that's an E, L, R. With an I. E, L, I, R. Elier? Alf Elier? I think. Though again, my Sindarin mode is not great. Okay. I remember Lord Forlong and the rest from days gone by. Ah, who's over here? Look, it's Forlong the Fat! And Hirluin! Are you Hirluin the Fair? Well, you do have blonde hair. Lord of Peanoth Gellin and Lord of Lasarnoch? Ah, Hirluin and Forlong, who have something unfortunate in common. Hi, Forlong! I had a good time in Lasarnoch.
Tonight, wine, food, and friends. Tomorrow, come what may.
And there we were, stumbling down the darkened street, all that wine and what have you stuffed under our coats. Now, what was it called, that wine? The name escapes me. And to think I drank so very much of it in those years. Ah, hold your tongue, Hirluin. I hear that dart of wit upon it before you ever moved your lips. Forgetting comes of drinking, you will say, and so that wine was its own undoing. I guess correctly, do I not? Ha ha! But let me think one moment. Was it... Yes, Baron's Blood it was named. How I should like a taste of that wine now. You there, my good hobbit, since you are standing right at hand, be so good as to go ask old Imidon if he has got any. Baron's Blood, huh? Well, I would love to get Forlong a last drink.
Minas Tirith will
Baron's
surely be able to
Blood.
withstand an attack
Imidon
from
lets
the
out a
enemy.
low whistle.
Won't it?
You might say that old stuff's a bit beneath lords such as they, but I know what they're at. It's what they drank when they were young men and went free about the city. I suppose recollecting old times can recollect old thirsts, eh? There's some over there among my stores. You may help yourself. All right. Oh, wow. It is right there. How unexpected. Baron's blood. Okay, plenty of booze for Forlong. Oh, Hirluin, what do you have to say about this?
Were those horns?
Hirluin catches your arm as you come up. Give that wine here, friend. Should you place it before Forlong, we others might never have a taste. This is met with hearty laughter, not least by Forlong himself. Here, friends, a glass for you, Neldir, a glass for me, yes, and one for you, Forlong, old friend, to our days of youth.
If you're looking to help, there's plenty to do.
And with one sip, a flood of memories. How we sat at this very table, night upon night, our glasses full of Baron's blood and old Calambel cheese upon our plates. Burglar, you have kindly furnished us with the wine. Can you find us the cheese as well? Do some old men a kindness. Okay. Cheese, too. Absolutely. A little wine and cheese party.
Minas Tirith will surely
Old
be able to
Calambel?
withstand
Huh?
an
Well, I
attack
don't know what
from
to
the enemy.
say, but some things linger and some things fade away. I haven't had any of that cheese for many good years. Though now that I think of it, you might try the back of the middle stores just up the way. You'll find all kinds of things back there, you will. And count them, no doubt. I see this is more like what I expected. To be sent out. Love the swans. Excellent. Alf Elir. Look, I was right. Okay. Oh, and I said that's an F. It is an F. Phonetically speaking, right? That's the F sound in any case. The fact that like gets transliterated as a PH is again something to do with Sindarin mode, I believe. But with the Sindarin in particular, I believe the Tengwar is largely phonetic. So, are we at the end? Here we are. The Master Hosteler. Met Burial, Master Hosteler. Okay, checking on my deeds, my Minas Tirith deeds. Gondor. Where are we here? No, not the wastes. Old Anorian. Okay. What do we got? Oh, look at that. We found 4 of the captains of Minas Tirith, so we're done until the Citadel. 7 out of 10 guest houses. Wow. Okay. Progress. 5 of the 7 masters now. 6 of 10 fellow halls. So exciting. Who are we missing? The artists. That'll be the next tier. Bergsmen. Okay. The Black House and the Fair Hall. The Black House will be the fellow hall of the guards of the Citadel, presumably. And the Fair Hall, as opposed to the rest of them, which are pretty nasty. All right, there's the Old Anorian farms, concerning which I still bear a grudge. Taverns, 8 out of 13 taverns. Look at this. We're starting to... This is serious progress here. Hey! I found the Merry Swan. I got to click on its plaque, apparently. I was too distracted by its sign. Vaults, the middle stores, which I ran past, apparently, but I'm just about to head back to. And then the upper stores and the coffer house, the big vault, I suppose. I still have only found 1 warden. But 3 out of 5 workings. Look at that. Okay. Gryfflet is making so much progress. Okay. Back to, first of all, the Merry Swan. Click on its plaque. Yeah, I went straight to the sign and skipped the plaque. Okay, where's the... I just ran past it. I did get this. Oh yeah, this is the son of Arendelle. Yeah, I definitely got him. Okay. Here's the middle stores. All right. Major lag. So, you're saying that Forlong and Heirluin are going to keep me fetching things for a very, very long time, are they? Well, I'm not going to grudge it. Oh, hey there, Rastion. Yeah, I was told to come talk to you. Old Calimbell? Ah, I think we might have some farther in. I'm not going back there. If you want some, you'll need to go yourself. Are you afraid of what you will find in the depths of the middle stores? You are more than welcome to tally the sacks of grain scattered through the middle stores.
So much.
Before you set about on your errand, however, I must tell you that I think I've been hearing rats scuttling around. Ah, rats in the tavern basement, are there? I have not seen any signs of them yet, though. If you find any while you are back there, please dispose of them. There are many foodstuffs laying about, and a rat infestation would surely ruin us. Tally sacks of grain and defeat rats. Okay. Look, you can get rid of your rat problem, or you can obviate your rat problem by burying your stores in piles of rubble like civilized people. They're not like giant rats. Okay. Swarming city rats. Weren't there 2 rats? Yes! I succeeded. I was trying to do all 3 of those shelves before the rats distracted me. Okay. That's 5 of 10 rats. I still have 1 huddling around here. There we go. All right. Well, this isn't too hard. There we go. Now we got all the rats together. Okay. Making some serious progress in these stores. Oh, look, I found the old Calimbell. If only I could target a rat. Good thing the rats didn't get into the cheese. They need 3 crates of cheese. Okay. Was that all the rats? Oh yeah, I think I finished. I just need to find more cheese. There we go. There it is. Why didn't he want to come back here? Just like he couldn't be bothered. If the nobles want cheese, they must send their own random burglars for it. Okay. You did find some rats. I'm glad they had not yet devoured these precious rations. Now that I know of their presence, I shall make sure no more get into the stores. Yeah, Rastian, time to get a cat or maybe a terrier. Do I have to turn in the quest back to the other guy? Let's see. Oh, gathering donations. That's the clothier's quest, right? And the metal scrap. Oh, yeah, there it is. Lintenar, the guard by the gate. Okay. So which pub were they in again? They were in the Swan, weren't they? Yes. Yes, they were. Back to the Merry Swan. Find good old Forlong the Fat. Here's your cheese, sir.
Made it here safely, with the enemy
It is
all
a
around.
memory in the round, my friends. Thank you, good burglar. Here, Lewin, hand me that bread. Forlong, the knife. Let us put fond memory to our lips. Now they all have requests. What would you like now, Lord Neldir?
Minas Tirith will surely be able
Is
to
this truly the
stand
companion
the
to our
enemy.
youthful wine? My eyes tell me so, but my tongue calls them liars.
Greetings, friend.
It is tart, or perhaps merely bitter, and yet mellow. Or perhaps not so mellow as bland.
Come,
I will
my
confess
friend.
this is not how I remembered it. Haha, it is not. No, it is quite different.
What say you,
Well-
my friends?
Well, my dear friends, if we've learned something tonight, it is that in drink, old friends stay true. In taste, they may differ. Ha 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 ha. Let us wash away that unfortunate taste with another drink of Baron's blood.
Were those horns? Do the horns sound?
But we now have our wine and our regrettable cheese. Finish your tale, Forlong. You had so many bottles of Baron's blood under your coats, and what then?
Tonight, wine, food, and friends.
Why, old Minas
Tomorrow,
Tirith.
Come what may.
Guys, seriously, yeah. All of the default conversation prompts when they're making me click on everyone is really kind of annoying. Why, old Minas Tirith, the last master of the Burg, stumbled across us. It was blind luck, and very bad at that. He knew at once we were the ones who'd done it, and he set to chasing us, waving that iron cane he went about with at us most menacingly. In fact, he swung at my head and nearly took it off. To this day, there's a mark against the stone that he hit instead.
Well, well.
Okay, that's better. Ah, now you go too far. I will not allow such a wanton claim to stand. Someone must be sent. You, Hobbit. Will you go out on the street and show this for a braggart's lie? It was just north of the pier, Forlong, was it not? Against an alley column? Yes. Will you go and see? Look for the mark on the column. So if they're just going to have conversation, they can just talk. Just put the dialogue above their heads. All right. So look for the mark on the column by the pier on this tier, presumably. So anyway, I never finished talking about New World foods. As I say, in The Hobbit, clearly he didn't care about this. Not only is there tobacco, there are tomatoes, there are potatoes, there are all kinds of things. Now, when he got to the Lord of the Rings, he starts making some changes. First, in the second edition of The Hobbit, he took the tomatoes out. So he was definitely like beginning to think about these things. Oh, way over on the other side of the pier. Okay. A wager in the wind? Isn't that the... Oh, that's the chickens, of course. Yeah, I know where the chickens are. Yeah, so he removed the tomatoes. There were tomatoes in Bilbo's unexpected party. And he took them out and replaced them with... Gandalf asked for tomatoes. And he got pickles instead. He asked for pickles instead, starting in the... remember the cold chicken and pickles that Gandalf asks for? Those were tomatoes in the first draft. The first edition, I should say, of The Hobbit. So he does make that change. And it seems to be in the direction of wanting to make the world more consistent, right? But obviously, he couldn't let go of pipeweed. He does change the name. He doesn't use the word tobacco anymore, starting in The Lord of the Rings, and he calls it pipeweed instead, making a good Anglo-Saxon name instead of a New World sort of garbled Spanish word. And he... but they're still potatoes, nevertheless, which are just as New World a product as was tobacco or tomatoes. And he doubles down on the potatoes in, with Gaffer Gamgee in Chapter 1. So even when he began to be more consistent, he was not that consistent. A lot of people... This is a shocking claim I am about to make. A shocking claim that some Tolkien fans are perhaps more nitpicky in particular than Tolkien was. Alright, what am I supposed to find? How am I supposed to know when I'm there? The map tells me. So Forlong said it was right near the pier, so I can't go further away from the pier. Yeah, it's just that one ring, and I'm very near to it. It looks like it's this thing, but there's nothing to click on. There's no indication. Do I have to just like go by coincidence to the right spot? Yeah, so there are fans who get like, I mean, this is one of the oldest stories I remember about Lotro. I mean, some of you will have been around enough to probably remember this. Is it in... It's not in the auction house. Well, I can't... No, is it? Around the corner here? You can clearly make out the mark Forlong spoke of. Where? In the auction house? Okay. Yeah, it was the dent, yeah. Exactly. Anyway, so yes, the Lotro story. So some of you may remember this. Before Lotro was first released, these 16 years ago, one of the first promotional images that they released was this beautiful, sort of like bucolic countryside image of the Shire, and there were squirrels in it, but they were gray squirrels. And a bunch of purist Tolkien fans got up in arms. Gray squirrels are American squirrels. British squirrels are red squirrels. That, like, how sloppy they were and didn't do their research and all this other stuff. As I say, there is a bit of a tendency for some fans to be more persnickety than Tolkien himself was. And the stuff with crops from the New World is definitely an example of this. It's not that Tolkien didn't think of it. He did, and he went out of his way to do things like change the name of tobacco and give it a totally different in-world story, explaining how it got to Middle-earth. He does do things like take the tomatoes out of Bilbo's larder in the second edition. But he also does things like leave the potatoes still in there. And pumpkins are not mentioned. But again, it doesn't seem... it's not something I'm prepared to really worry about particularly. Okay. All right, here, Llewyn. He's right.
Greetings, friend.
The mark can be seen, and you swear to it? Well, I cannot shout at the sun that it is night, can I? Haha, but we interrupted ourselves mid-tale. Please carry on. Okay, Forlong, don't do the really long speech again.
Come, my friends, come.
Well, as I was saying, there we were with some bottles of wine tucked in our arms, but I, for one, also had a hat, bread, some flowers, and a small rolled-up rug. Hold, this is too much. Confess, Forlong, for now you have embellished. Ah, I know that set of the jaw. You stand by your story, do you? So be it. Friend Burglar, as you have not wandered off, I wonder if you will still settle another quibble. Can you find such things as these and bring them here? Surely they can all be found somewhere in this circle. What did you say, Forlong? It was a hat, some bread, some flowers, and a small rug? Okay. Phil says, tell that to the squirrels in your back garden. Yes, no, it's not to say that there aren't any gray squirrels in England these days, but my understanding is that they are imports. They're New World species that have made their way in your direction. Okay, a hat. Some bread. Seriously, does he believe there are no hats, bread, or flowers on this tier? Like, this is so very hard to believe, is it? That's fine. Yep, see, I was almost done with this tier. But that's okay. I still have like 45 minutes. So we're going to do it. We are going to finish the 4 long quests. A rug. Look, there is a rug on this tier. We're saved. Found a small rug. Perhaps it's the very rug. Yeah, anyway, yeah. The squirrel trade, yeah, oh, for importing squirrels, yeah. No, there was a huge market for importing squirrels. Anyway, as I say, this is I don't have very much respect for that kind of reaction to things. That kind of, you know, what I like to I like to be outraged by things to show people how much I, you know, to show that I know more than they do. Wait a second. Did I miss it? Something back here? So yes, in short, I have no objection whatsoever to pumpkins. Ah, there we are. Flowers at the very feet of King Anardil. Can I target them? Okay, there we go. Okay. Rug. Flowers. I have to admit, the middle stores did not take me as long as I expected it would. I thought that was going to be a very long one. I've also always loved all of the arrows on the minimap in Minas Tirith. So many things that I am near to. It's a wonderful example of getting so many directions that you have no possible idea where to go. Okay, so I still need a hat and some bread. A hat and some bread. What is that quest ring for? Oh, those are people. And people presumably on the next tier, I suppose. Well, sufficient unto the tier are the side quests thereof. Oh, I missed something again. Keep doing this. When are all the people coming back? I don't know, kid, but do you have a hat? I mean, lots of people have hats. Is there something in the haven? Anybody have a hat, or can I get some bread or something? Oh, it is up here. Did I go into the haven? I'm not sure that I did. Oh yeah, I did. It's the nice symmetrical one. Okay. Got the bread. Great. There we go. What is it? Ikelemore? In 1900, a dozen breeding pairs of gray squirrels were introduced at Woburn Abbey, and by 1950, they had displaced red squirrels from most of Great Britain. Well, there you go. Wait, yes. Am I insane? I don't want to ride my war steed in here. It's not what I meant to do at all. Oh. Tell me it's right there. It is right here. Oh, a hat. I'm just going to nick this hat off of the dummy. Okay. We did it. Yeah, that was free bread, Phil, so it wasn't stealing. I am a burglar, though, so, you know, and apparently I'm wearing like some kind of sign around my neck or something, because of course they have all been addressing me as burglar as soon as I walk up to them, so it's not that they haven't been properly warned that I might burgle them of some bread. So here I have been thieving throughout the 3rd tier. A hat, bread, a small rug, and what was the other thing I found? Oh, flowers. I have to say that Lord Neldir's skepticism seems to me improbable.
Our walls will protect us.
How marvelous! You have brought the things. Now we will put it to the test. Can you walk from here to there and carry these? I do not even ask you to run. I just walked the whole way. Pile. He combines them into a rough pile. Okay. Shouldn't I carry the bottles of wine too? Where do I have to walk to? The things tumble from my hands. Do you have any idea? Like, I used to carry around an entire reconstructed statue of Elendil. For your information. Oh, this is a mess. I am sorry, friend. For long, we see through your plans now. You fed us one truth in hopes we would swallow a lie. But tell me, even if I could bear all that, if you could bear all that in your arms, why in Isildur's name would you?
What say you, my friends?
Why, woo the heart of my Vanulos. Okay. Oh, do not give such frowns, you goats. None of us have forgotten the procession of maids swooning over you, Hirlewin. Nor that tale of climbing the circle wall with, what was her name? That one maid with the dark hair.
Well, well.
That was an invention of the minstrel Authlin, and what is more, I think you know it, though I hold that she spread the tale with as much relish as the minstrel ever did.
Come, my friends, come, come.
I doubt it not, Hirlewin. The maids ever fell under your cold spell. Old Authlin, though. Now there was a minstrel of uncommon gifts, and a bit of a mischief maker too, wasn't he? But who would not forgive words so sweetly sung or deftly penned? Of war he sang, and kings of old, of flowery vales and shepherds' pipes, and of fair-eyed maids. You, Neldir, you have lived in Minas Tirith all this time. Does he live and play still? You know not? I must learn his fate. My good hobbit, may we lean upon your goodness once again. Will you go up into the 4th circle and learn what became of Authlin, Master Minstrel? Sure. I was headed up there anyway, afore long. Hooray! So my quest here is not over, but I am nevertheless done with the tier. Okay. Now I think okay, so this is the chicken court here. And I'm not doing the chicken court yet, obviously. Who's this? Oh, I gotta... Did I not turn my quest back in? Yeah, I did not. Okay, let me go do that. Turn that quest back into him. Make sure he doesn't have anything else for me. And then I will peek up onto the 4th tier and then head back to Burglar. And come back to the 4th tier the sneaky way. For completionist purposes. Alright, let me go back to my first friend here today. It's the Chicken Court. I can't imagine that King Eärnil II would be greatly pleased by being primarily memorialized by chickens. By his notable proximity to quantities of chickens. Alright, back through the clothier's market. Because he was by the smiths, as I recall. And the smiths should be just over here. With the builders on the other side. Oh, the House of Clamor first, right? No, but the next crafting area. The smiths, here we are. Oh, where'd he go? He was right. Oh, there he is. Hadn't manifested yet. Okay. All right.
Won't let our city fall.
You have counted the grain in the middle stores? Thank you. I was able to count the shields in the armor stores. Now that accounts for everything Miradil wanted tallied. Hopefully for my sake he will not require anything else. I could use a rest. Well, you've nothing else for me. Okay, off to the 4th tier. Oh, you're suggesting that his son Eärnur has a worse legacy, Fel? Well, I can see that argument. Okay, back through the clothier's market. I'm going to find... I'm going to give the password. There's the ramp. There's the haven. Okay. Give the password. Does Eärnur have a statue in Minas Tirith? Surely he does. Lord's Gate, huh?
Prince Imrahil carried Faramir through this gate. Will he live?
Mithrandir says you are trustworthy. There are some for whom that would not be enough, Gryfflet, but it is not my place to deny you. I will teach you the greater password for the Lord's Gate. The password is House of Stewards. There has been no king for nearly 1,000 years, and Gondor is now ruled by a line of stewards. Mere minutes ago, I allowed the Prince of Dol Amroth passage through this gate, and it seemed to me that he bore the body of Faramir, the son of Steward Denethor. I could not tell if there was life in him, but I fear for the line of stewards if he should die, or has done so already. It is whispered that Boromir has already fallen. Ithir shakes his head with a frown. Forgive my gossiping tongue. Beyond this gate is the fourth circle, known to the folk of the city as the Players' Tier. Minstrels and actors frequent the court of Varanwe and the Blue Theatre, and their wealthy patrons gather at the baths and guest houses between performances. The entrance to the great cistern that feeds most of the city is also on this level, but you would be wise to leave it be. The footing can be treacherous, and the waterstead has claimed more than a few careless lives. Well, I know where I'll be coming, but from the other direction, no doubt. Okay. Here we are at the fourth tier. Let me visit my friend the stablemaster.
How may I help you, friend?
And go back to the main gate. Let's go find Burglar and sneak back up to the fourth tier the sneaky way. Look out! Whoa. Almost hit the wall. Eärnur's statue is in Minas Ithil? Nah, that doesn't make any sense, JJ. Okay. Yeah, I do think that horse had had a bit of a tipple before I ran into him. Okay, Burglar. There you are. Oh, wait, no, I'm not supposed to meet you. I'm supposed to go somewhere. Where am I supposed to go? Enter the cisterns through the secret door. Gotcha. I remember where that is. Yeah, there it is. The little blue one. The secret passage. That's what I thought. Down near but not quite in the cisterns. Oh, look. It's the wannabe Corsair cosplay club. The Laughing Halfling. Still one of my favorite pub names in Minas Tirith. Okay. It's in here, right? Is this the secret entrance, dude? I think it is. Alright, let's see if we can... Alright, there we go. Burglar, Gelwin, and Glotham arrive. Great. Okay, Bergo, what do you think? You're all on top of each other, so I can't tell which one of you has the quest ring here. It's going down here. Oh, thank you. Gelwin, I couldn't target you.
Are you here to help?
Now that I am here, my doubts seem larger and my certainty smaller than it did before. But I shall be brave, so long as you lead the way before us. You are the grown adventurer, and we are but children after all. Well, yes, that is true. Yes, I'll tank for you, if that's what you're asking. Okay. So we've got... Are these insects? Okay. Search for a way up. Okay, so the children all cower. Okay. Should I explore? All right, I'll do my standard. Mindalluin Cave Lizard. Are we good, Cave Lizard? We're good, huh? You're not going to attack us? Or are you attacking us? I seem to be in combat. Oh, okay. All right. Did I hang around too long? If you're not aggressive, I'm not going to fight you. What is the green slime? Old Stonetail. Hi there, Boss Lizard. I guess I'll fight you. You don't seem to be doing any harm, though, but you have a name. And the only way I can interact with you is to fight you, so maybe I'm meant to. What's going on? I don't have a quest for these dudes. It just says search for a way up. I'm confused. Like, My impulse when I'm in a dungeon like this is to go everywhere and kill everything, but... Huh. Hey. Am I going to take any official quest notice of the fact that I found a goblin lurking in here? Aggressive bugs are one thing. I am so confused right now. Okay, well, I'll just carry on, you know, going through and fighting stuff. And it seems like I shouldn't have to. I'm toting NPCs with me, so I can't just stealth my way through. He netted me? Oh, that's cool. He actually threw a net and snagged me in place. Okay. This is where we came in, yeah? Alright. Fine. What were you saying down there? Look, light, the way goes up there. Okay. Promising, I suppose. Nobody's alarmed. No one's even the least bit concerned that there are apparently goblins in Minas Tirith. We're all fine with this. Okay. Sure. Look at them all. This place is swarming with goblins. What do you think? What do you think of this, Burgo? What will we find? Okay. Tons of goblins. Tons of goblins that we'll have to fight tediously. An orc saboteur. I do not think this is the way, but I'm glad we've come all the same. So that I could defeat the goblins? Shouldn't we report this to someone? Shouldn't my quest log reflect this in any way? Shouldn't this statue have a plaque? I found an orc saboteur. But nobody cares. Nobody minds. My quest log is freaking me out right now at the fact that, like, obviously significant things are happening and my quest log is taking no notice of this whatsoever. Is this just me? Does it seem weird to anybody else? Burglar is still just like, do you think a passage to the fourth tier exists? Surely, I do not think this is the way, but you're still just glad we've come. You're just enjoying the outing. Okay. And I can't even sneak. Well, I'm not going to waste my time fighting these people. If I can't sneak and nobody cares and I don't even have a quest for them. And it's a dead end apart from being full of goblins that nobody cares if I fight or not. Okay. So the burrowers are aggressive, but the workers are not. Next time I find a lone goblin, I'm going to stealth myself anyway. And then I'll just fight them off if they attack the kids. That way I can at least attack from stealth. I'll use the kids as bait. This way the kids will only aggro the aggressive things. Alright. Search for a way up is still all we're doing. Will that orc attack the kids? Yes. And they're immune. They're the perfect bait. Okay. Alright. More go warriors. Yeah, this is much better stealthed. Even if I still do have to fight my way through. Oh, a double ramp. Seems to be progress. Oh, come on. You're just going over there to attack the girl? Aha! I found the way up to the fourth circle! And nobody cares at all. They're following me spastically. Nobody cares at all if there are goblins in it. Woohoo! Now, I did not thoroughly explore those caverns, which... Should I tell the guards? Is anyone in the slightest bit interested in the fact that there are goblins here? Yeah, the caverns looked quite huge. Siglatham, the secret walker, didn't appear, and the passage did go through and look. Do you see where we are? The finding place is very near. What fortune! We must go over to it at once. Okay. Nobody cares. Nobody cares if there are goblins in Minas Tirith. Spies and invaders and even, indeed, saboteurs. Right there in the water supply. No one's interested. Where are we? Is this... Oh! How did I get to the other side? Because the caverns go all the way through the mountain? I didn't just go up, I burrowed through the entire city. was going to say, well, that looks like that nice little wilderness that we saw down there, and it is. We're on that pathway that we saw from below. How bizarre. Okay. It's a warden. Warden of the Wells. Maybe you are interested in the fact that they're goblin saboteurs.
Every minute feels like hours.
What brings you to the end of
Prepare
Wellman's
so
Way?
much.
I myself am here to see some maintenance of Minas Tirith's underworkings. The cisterns run throughout much of the city, bringing fresh water from Mount Mindolluin to all the buildings, from the halls of kings to the keep of the keys. Many of my workers have traded the cisterns for the wall. I see, right. You mean they've joined the army. Gotcha. And now work to defend the city. Do you blame them? On my weekly inspection of the cisterns, I've come to find this main drainage valve here completely broken. It was in perfect order just last week. I highly suspect sabotage, but who in the city would do such a thing? Golly, I don't know who it could be. I could use your help as various parts of the valve are missing, and I think they may be somewhere in the cisterns. It is a vast cavernous series of tunnels and a good place to hide something. If I don't fix this valve soon, the lower cisterns could flood. Yeah. There just might be saboteurs. It's possible. It is very possible.
Won't let our city fall.
Could those who sabotaged the valve actually be from outside the city? Most think there is no way into and out of the city right now, with the front gate being heavily guarded, but I know this is false. There are a few cisterns that can take one out of the city. I think that word does not mean what you think it means. Doesn't the word cistern just mean large tank of water? He seems to be using the word cistern as if it means like pipes or tunnels or aqueducts or something. Anyway, I shudder at the thought. Either way, if the saboteurs are still hiding nearby in the cisterns, they must be apprehended or dealt with. Oh, finally, find and defeat saboteurs. I thought that would never happen, Rathon. I thought no one would ever care. Oh, I've got a whole bunch of quests for in there. Great, but you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to ditch the kids first so that I can stealth around properly.
Every minute feels
Upon my
like
last
hours.
walk through
We
the
can only
cisterns,
prepare
I noticed
so
some
much.
strange piles of muck. Some of the mountainous cave lizards have ventured into the cisterns recently, and I believe they may be causing a mess in there. If you're already going into the cisterns, perhaps you'd be inclined to clean up some of this filth. Right, yeah. Agreed. That could be nasty. Mount Mindolluin has many high mountain caves and crevasses. Some of these caves link up to the higher cisterns. Every once in a while, some of the Mindolluin cave lizards find their way into the cisterns. I noticed that too. More and more lizards keep getting into the tunnels. Oh, see, now you want me to defeat Old Stonetail. I know just where to find him. Something must be done about these pests. You can disperse them by getting rid of their old nests, and watch out for Old Stonetail. Okay. Yeah, well, I clearly didn't drive her away for good, but I'll have another go. I don't know if you've been to any of the Minas Tirith food stores as of late. Yes, I have. But just one look at them and you will see they will not feed the city for a long war. Nearby farms are now burnt by the enemy, or burnt by the economy. That too. Now look at me. I sound like a doomsayer. Never mind about talk of gloom. Sometimes you can find hope in the most unlikely of places. There is a particular tasty white mushroom that usually only grows in the caves of Mount Mindolluin. Now they grow in the cisterns. I suspect the cave lizards may have helped spread the mushrooms from the caves high above us to the cisterns. Perhaps they have done us some good after all. This mushroom has been growing so well in the cisterns that I believe we can start harvesting it. Harvesting mushrooms in the cisterns. Okay. Hey kids, let's go to wherever you want to go. And it's a plaque, but I don't need to click on it. Okay. All right. So I think I'm going to do the cisterns last on the 4th tier, which means not this week for sure. The baths. I'm not going to get a new bath quest. How can I not have a quest for the... Ooh. Did you look at these plaques? Where they're stacked? Oh, way up high. Gotcha. Okay, here's Narmakill. Found Narmakill. Oh. Atanatar Alcarin. And Kalmakill. Oh, yes. Excellent. Come on, Gotham. Stay with the family. Yeah, so this is less of a wall than like a terrace. Uh-oh, they're having raves in the buildings up here, too. Lots of kings up here. Aldemir, son of Eldakar. Steward Belekthor. Look at this. All of those statues I've been missing. Minardil, Umanwa. Excellent. Are they all? What are they all up high? The statues? Where are the statues? Oh, there they are, over there. Oh, who's the soulful dude in the middle? Oh, that's what's his face? Steward Belekthon, right? Okay, look at that. That was a tidy bit of plaques. Okay. We're almost to where we're going to deliver the kids. Whoa. This place is happening. Oh, sorry, we're interrupting. The finding place. This is the finding place. What is this, like the place where you go if you get separated from your parents in the mall? Reaching your hand into the crevice, you discover a letter. Okay, Burgo. What do you say? What is this? Burgle takes the letter and examines it. Oh, by Queen Baruthiel's cats! It's a letter Landoth was meant to deliver. He must have lost it. How did it end up here? Well, that's the wonder of the finding place. What is it, like the room of requirement? Never mind that. Let us go tell the others we have found a way up and get Landoth his letter. Maybe there's even still time for him to deliver it. Meet Burgil back at the old guest house. Okay. All right, so quests are done. Well, but the Burgle quest is done. For now, I'll go back. What's this one done here? One of the cistern quests? Okay. Alright. Just trying to see where I am here. Okay. Found the finding place, and I can now go back to the cisterns without juvenile accompaniment, though they were excellent bait. Alright, Steward Barhir, son of Hador. Loving the first age names. I always do in the Gondorian lists. Ah! One of those chests of clothing. Good to find the donations. And this is, that busy spot we were just going through. Okay. Alright, we are coming to the end of our time. I guess dropping the kids off at the finding place is going to be the best we're going to get for closure here today. Tell you what, Million. I will wait to talk to you until next week so that I can... oh, look at this. So that I can have your quest fresh in mind and not forget about it in the interim. Okay. All right, Million. I will stop here. Okay. Okay. All right, making excellent progress. We finished the 3rd tier today. Made a start on the 4th tier, that we get to go back and do bunches of quests in the cisterns, of course, which is much more satisfying. So it's weird, though. Obviously, we're sort of meant to enter the cisterns from this end, right? Because we got all the quests for it on the way in here. And yet, coming up from the bottom, you know, we get Burglar's quest first, so it seems like that's the way we should be coming in. But so I was a little confused there. It would have, the progression of quests would have seemed a little more logical had we gotten those quests down in the 1st tier, so we could have done them all together. But whatever, it's all good. All right. Thanks, everybody, for joining me today. I should be back again next week. I have a couple weeks. I'll be leaving on Friday the 19th for Maple Moot in Toronto, doing a little get-together in Toronto, as I'll be traveling for that on the 19th, but I should be able to be here between now and then. So I've got a couple more weeks of adventuring with you guys before I will be missing another week. So thanks, everybody. Stay tuned for Druid's Fire, and I will see you guys next week. Bye now. Thanks for joining in on my rambles around Standing Stone's brilliant digital adaptation of Tolkien's world. If you enjoy these adventures, please consider supporting this and other entertaining educational programming by donating at signumuniversity.org/fund.